and welcome to episode 33 of the Sweet Lavender Knits podcast. My name is Christine, and I'm coming to you from Cuba today. I'm on vacation here, and I thought I would do sort of like a vlog style. So it's going to be a little bit of a different episode in the podcast. So welcome to those that are new, and welcome back to those that are returning. We're going to be here for a week, and maybe I'll do a little bit each day or whenever I can get a chance to do some talk, fiber related talk with you, and maybe I'll show you some of the sites around where we go around this week, and let's see how it goes. So for those that are new, just to let you know that I don't have a knit night to go to, so I've welcomed you to mine. The camera might be a little shaky today just because I forgot to bring my tripod with me, and so this is going to be a little bit maybe of a shaky camera and different angles and things like that while I figure out how to go about this. I might get some help from people in my family who are willing to hold the camera while I talk a bit about the knitting and crafts and different things that I do. So this morning, it is Monday morning. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I've not gone for breakfast yet because I'm waiting on my family to sort of get up and get started. But it's already a very beautiful day outside, and that is, I don't know if you can see much, but we've got a beautiful beachfront view, and so it is a gorgeous day already, and bright and sunny, and what you would expect out in Cuba. So I have with me, while I'm waiting for them, we're 5 in the family, so we're split over 2 rooms, and I've been shuttling back and forth between the 2 rooms, which are pretty close together actually, but not adjoined, unfortunately. So I make a little walk over and sort of remind them on what to do. But this morning I thought I'd sit down and just get a little bit of knitting done before the day started, and I'm working on my sock. Now I might be showing you the same projects because I've only brought about 3 or 4 projects with me, and it really depends on my mood and what I'm able to do at the moment. I do need to follow a chart for this. These are my Ophir socks that I'm knitting, and I'm knitting them consecutively, which is my preferred method of knitting. So if I can just reach into my bag here, and of course this is the knit bag that I carry my sock knitting in, and it is perfect for that size that I have. So let me just try and grab here with one hand. I don't know why I have a mustard strand in there. I probably thought of using it as a contrast, but here is the other sock. So as you can see, I do you can't see that, but I've done my cuff on both, then I do my leg, which is just about 10 or 12 rows here, and then I've gone into my heel. I do that on both, and then now I'm working on the foot of both of the socks. So I've put this one aside for now, and I'm working on the foot of this. So the pattern, the lace pattern, is on the front, and it's plain on the back. It's just stockinette on the bottom of the foot. So yes, that is what I'm working on. So I'm just going to continue my knitting, and I will catch up with you later. Hi, it's day 2. It's Tuesday morning, and right now it's about 9 o'clock. We're a little late today just because we had a late night last night. I did manage to get a little bit more knitting done in the afternoon. It was a beautiful day. We went out to the beach. There was aquatic I forgot what it is, like a fitness kind of thing on the beach, or in the water actually, and that was nice. Me and my husband, along with a few others, participated in that, so it was a little nice, a bit of a spectacle, but that was fun. And you can probably notice that I have a bit of a tan, and probably gonna be tanning more and more each day because I tan very easily. Yes, you come here and can't avoid the sun. So, but first, before I go on, I just wanted to say sometimes, you have to work with, you're probably wondering how I'm hands-free today, and it's because I have moved the coffee maker, the one that comes in the room, on the table that the phone seated on, and then put a coffee cup on top of it, and that is my tripod. So it seems like it'll be fine. I can do with that. But let me show you what. So while I was, and the table is a little shaky, so bear with me. While I was knitting, I also brought a little project that my mom can do. That's something that she will be sort of interested in. Knitting doesn't hold her interest for too long, just because she's not familiar with following patterns as such, or does not know how to read charts. So I had to bring something for her that, well, I didn't have to, but I thought I would bring something for my mom that she'd be able to do. So I had strips of fabric, and using a little template that came with my hexagon punch, punch by Frisco's, which I've shown before. It comes with a little template, a plastic template, and Mom cut out a whole bunch of squares, hexagons, in all of these different fabrics. If you've been following me on Instagram, I did post a little picture on me getting ready. Oops, there we go. I'm trying to show the fabric off. There we go. Getting ready for this trip, and there's some lovely fabric in there. I believe these are Tilda, but I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But yeah, so she cut out all the hexagons yesterday. I told her to take it, easy and just go at her own pace, but she just decided to cut them all out. So yeah, that's the little progress that she's made. I have all the little kit in an old pencil case, or some kind of a box it was. So I brought with me a pair of scissors, a glue stick that we're going to be using on the next step, some of the finished hexes that I've shown you, not as in they've already been glued back, and that's the next step that we'd be doing. I also have a rotary cutter in here, one that I use to cut the fabric strips, and I just left it in this box because this is my box for the hexagon maker and anything related. I have a spool of thread with a needle, with some needles that I got in the embroidery kit. I have an embroidery hoop that's not in the box. I have it separate, that if we get as far as that, as far as sewing on the hexes to the fabric, then I came prepared. So, and this is a little package. I got some yarn in a swap in a long time ago, on a podcast. I think it was Lupin Bar, who hasn't podcasted recently, but it was one of those really nice podcasts that I enjoyed watching for a very long time. And as soon as an episode comes out, I would watch it. She was out, I forget her name right now, but she was out in whales. But anyways, that's a podcast that I do like watching. It's Lupin Bar, and she has a lot of episodes already that if you want to go back and watch them. She has an Etsy shop. I believe the Etsy shop might still be up and running. I'm not sure, but I'll show you a little bit later. I do have a little notions pouch that I brought along with me because it's so small and handy, and I brought it along, and oh, let me just show you right now. If I left it later, I would forget. There's just too many things happening. But this was a lovely notions pouch that I got from the Loop and Bar. Let me show you her little logo. Whoops, Loop and Bar, there we go. And it's a little tiny one with a zippered pouch. It had a lining on the inside. So I brought things I needed: stitch markers, measuring tape, a little pair of snips, and a pencil in case I need to mark something on my patterns, and some scrap yarn because you never know. Oh, I think it's tangled inside through the snips. There, and some scrap yarn, and well, not scrap, but you know, I'm sure I could do something with it, but yeah, a lifeline if I need to, or some, you know, heels, toes, cuffs if I've gotten for something. I don't know, I just brought it along. So there, that is my little notions pouch, and okay, so going back to the hexes, so it comes with a template maker, and I just use all of the what do you call them, like the thicker card, we call them flyers. It's just the adverts that come in the mail. Basically it's junk mail, so you would just toss it out, or put it in the recycling usually. So yeah, you can make little templates. If it's got a plain side on one side, then it looks nice, but you can see on the other side it's just whatever the writing is. And even some of them are really thick, and some of them are a little bit flimsier, thinner card, and yeah, it works perfect. So I've got tons of templates. I will never have to buy templates. Those can just be expensive, and then you can reuse these, the thicker card ones. At least you just reuse them, and then when they get, you know, a little too many holes in them or worn out, you just toss them out, and at least you've upcycled them once before you've put them directly into the recycling bin. So yeah, that is just something I wanted to update you on. It's day 2. Good morning, and now we are heading out to breakfast, and it looks like the rest of the family has already taken off. So it's just me and my daughter gonna head out now, get some breakfast and start the day. We don't have any plans for today except more hanging out at the beach and the pool. We watched a really nice aquatic show last night, with some water synchronized swimming, and some Latin dancing. It was really very pretty and very just fantastic, nice ambience, and just a really good feeling about watching it. It was nice. It's a good crowd, and I have to say that it's quite family oriented, which I like. You know, kids of all ages, and they have activities for the little kids. So yeah, I am enjoying this day so far, and I will catch up with you later. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, it's Friday morning, and I didn't get to record anything over the last 2 days. On, when was it? Wednesday. We went on an excursion, the whole family. for snorkeling and a seafood lunch on an island. We got there by catamaran, which was a lot of fun, and we got to spend some time on the beach there. And it had lovely corals, so they have a really nice coral reef here, and that's where the snorkeling happened. And yeah, so we picked up some really nice corals. We don't know if how many of those we would like to take back with us because they're pretty heavy. But it was nice just going through and picking them up. And yeah, that was Wednesday, and it was pretty tiring after because I played a lot in the water. And in the morning we had sort of an early start, so I didn't really have the time to sit down and record, but I have been crafting a little bit each day, and got a little done. So while I show you what I've done, I'll maybe talk a little bit about it. So I worked on the hexagons, and yesterday I did a little bit of knitting as well, but I don't have my bag with me. It's over on the other side of the camera, so maybe I'll show you that a little later or something. But so I covered some of these with the fabric, the little hexagons that I showed you, and I did these in the traditional method of needle and thread on the back, so if you can see. Not the neatest, but it's been a while. I think the last time I did these was if you've been watching my podcast, I showed you this one podcast where I had a patchwork done like this. I don't know if they call patchwork, but anyway, hexagons built together from grade school, from grade 2, I think it was. So it's been a very long time since I've done any of these, but I really like the look of them. So this one again, and I used the traditional method on the back with needle and thread. Just sort of, put in a little tack. I think it's called tacking. So tack it just right there, and then move it over to the next fold and tack it there and move it along all the way around. And yeah, so they came out nice. I did a couple of them like that, but I had brought my glue stick with me, my fabric glue stick, and so I thought, let me try using that and seeing if that works better. And whoa, it moved so fast. I was able to get so many done, and they're so much more neater. And I can't speak for how it'll be when I go to actually remove the template inside. That might be something I will have to try before I go on with making more of these. But yeah, I did a whole bunch of them, and it moves so much faster with the fabric glue. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I actually did all of this along with the needle and thread method yesterday evening, before we headed out for dinner. And yesterday it was my mom and dad went deep sea fishing. So they were gone for the day, and the kids and I just kind of hung out and played cards and things like that. My little one, my husband, went out to the beach. I've started to get sunburned, so I'm trying to avoid being out in the sun too much, which is kind of hard in Cuba. But yeah, I'm trying a little bit, and I've got quite tanned, but it's the sunburn, and it's starting to bother me a little bit. So lots of moisturizer, and trying to get the skin to repair. So oh yeah, going back to what I was trying to show you, this is the fabric glue I'm using. It's called Unique Sewing, and that is what it looks like. It's a glue stick, which is handy. No mess, you just rub it on and fold it down. So I did bring like this whole bunch of needles, but I don't, I didn't want to separate them, just carry one needle, so I just brought all of them. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I'm running out of templates actually, but I don't know which will go first, my fabric or my templates, because I have a few more to do. So maybe I should try out one of the, sewing them together, flower, and then removing the template and seeing which holds better. The one with the glue or well, I'm sure the traditional method will be fine. It's just I don't know how well the glue will hold, or how easy it would be to remove the template out. So yeah, maybe that's something I'll try next. We'll see. Like I said, it really depends on my mood and what I'm feeling at the moment. Not so much mood, but just the environment and how much I'm able to concentrate. The project that I was working on day before I think, was my Sizzle Pop shawl, and I'll show it to you at some other point. And that requires concentration brioche, 2-color, as well as lace. So I have to follow a chart. So yeah, that's just my little update. Today we plan on going out into the city, and so we're gonna do a tour on that, and it should be fine. Until next time, bye-bye. Hi, this is day 4, 5. It's Friday morning around, well, actually noon, 12:30. We had a late start today, just wanted to relax. It's my mom's birthday, so we had some of the Cuban singers. They played happy birthday at the table for her, and in the traditional instruments and some other Cuban music, and it was a lot of fun. We watched a show last night that was Sounds of Cuba, and it was fantastic. These dancers are so talented, and they know so many different kinds of dances, and the whole show was very interesting. Anyway, I got a little bit of knitting done yesterday afternoon. It was quiet, and we were just kind of resting after we had gone into the town. It was like a souvenir, they called it the marketplace, and we picked up a few things that each of us thought was something that we could remember Cuba by. And yeah, and then we came back, but it was a little hot, so we just wanted to relax in the room for a bit, and I got some knitting done during that time. So I have been working on this over a while now, and I've shown it to you before. This is the Sizzle Pop shawl. I'll put up the designer's name on the screen. I don't remember it offhand right now. And I probably showed it to you somewhere around this point here. But then what happened was I was showing it in the podcast, maybe 2 or 3 podcasts ago, and I was so proud of what I had done. And then when I was editing the podcast, I realized that there was this big mistake, right, which skewed the pattern. And so then I tried to go back to the lifeline and pick up the stitches, but because of the brioche and the slip stitches, I missed a few stitches, and then it started to become this gaping hole which I couldn't live with. So I ended up ripping out the whole thing and putting it away for a bit, and then starting on it again. So after when I got here to Cuba, I had about this much, and so I've done quite a bit over the last few days, just a few rows every day, and it's really grown. So where this marker is where I had it in Cuba, and I've come up that much. So here is where my Sizzle Pop shawl is at the moment, and it is 2-color brioche lace, which is very, very interesting now, since I've got the hang of all the stitches, like the left leaning decrease, the right leaning decrease, the center decrease, the increases, whether it's a 3-stitch increase, 5-stitch increase kind of thing. I'm not saying it right, but the 3-prong or the 5-prong stitch increases as well. So I kind of have a better handle on reading the chart. I'm able to follow it a lot quicker, and so it's moving along a lot better now for me. So yeah, this is what I've been knitting on. I picked it up last, and so I thought I'd share this with you. Now I'm probably not going to be doing a podcast. I'm not sure if I will do any more of the filming in Cuba because tomorrow we are checking out. So I'll be busy with packing up and just getting everything sorted before we have to. We're checking out around noon, but a flight is in the evening, and so we have a little bit of exploring to do and enjoy the last day in Cuba tomorrow. So yes, me and the family have been enjoying the beach almost every day, or the pool, or just being out in the sun, and you can't escape the sun here in Cuba. So obviously we have all tanned very well and I tan very easily, so here I am. But it's been a really fun experience, and I wish I could bring all of you along on everything we do, but most of the time I'm not a person who takes out my phone and camera and takes pictures of places and things like that. Like even yesterday, I was just busy just taking it all in and enjoying everything that we were looking at, and I didn't really take out my phone to take any pictures, but I'll try and insert some in here so that you can see. So thanks again, and yes, I think it will be the last bit from Cuba. So I'm not sure what they say to end it off, but it's been fun, I can tell you that. And sorry for the mess in the background here. All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.